Ray Davis and Lee Phillips, two soldiers who lived 22 miles from each other in the Atlanta, Georgia area, participated in a daring rescue operation over 7,000 miles from their homes during the Korean War. During this time, the United States was exploring its role as leader of the United Nations. This operation was later called the Battle of Chosin Reservoir, and the soldiers, the chosen few, their mission was to rescue Fox Company, a group of Marines stranded in the snow and ice, surrounded and greatly outnumbered by hostile Chinese forces. Casualties were heavily exchanged. As a result of this encounter with the Chinese forces, not only was Fox Company rescued, but the supply route for the whole 1st Marine Division was re-established. Because of their gallant actions, Ray Davis and Lee Phillips would emerge as unforgotten Korean War heroes. Ray Davis's intense efforts in the Battle of Chosin Reservoir earned him the Medal of Honor for leading his men no matter what the cost. Even though Corporal Lee Phillips had 2 remaining comrades, he was able to push back Chinese forces with only hand grenades and a .45 caliber pistol 2 days before the Battle of Chosin Reservoir. These actions earned him the Medal of Honor. The Medal of Honor is one of the most prestigious awards for valor in American history, and it has only been awarded to 3,496 people in the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines. 17 of them came from the Battle of Chosin Reservoir. These awards, plus the 73 Navy Crosses and 23 Distinguished Service Medals, made the Battle of Chosin Reservoir one of the most decorated battles in American history. Without the gallant actions of the soldiers risking their lives above and beyond the call of duty, the Chinese would have eliminated the entire 1st Marine Division. The Battle of Chosin Reservoir was an extremely important turning point in the Korean War, because new recruit soldiers were able to gain experience in battles. Some of these soldiers would later fight in the Vietnam War. This encounter confirmed that the Chinese forces were supporting North Korea in the war. Also, the Battle of Chosin Reservoir allowed the Chosin Reservoir to be returned to Korean citizens. Of the 15,000 U.S. soldiers that were stationed at the Chosin Reservoir, 3,000 of them were killed and 8,000 were wounded. However, due to their gallant actions, 98,000 Korean civilians were rescued. Due to the heavy exchange of casualties, the Battle of Chosin Reservoir became one of the bloodiest battles during the Korean War. Corporal Lee Phillips made the ultimate sacrifice when he lost his life in a bayonet charge. The Medal of Honor and Purple Heart were presented to his family on March 19, 1954. Ray Davis went on to become a 4-star general and led several successful missions in the Vietnam War. In May of 1969, Davis was put in charge of the education of new recruits in Quantico, Virginia. In 1987, Davis was appointed by President Ronald Reagan to help lead the Korean War Memorial Project. The memorial's purpose was to keep the Korean War in the mind of Americans and to remember the many people who fought to prevent communism to spread globally. The Korean War is considered by most people to be the forgotten war, because it was sandwiched between patriotic World War II and the extremely televised Vietnam War. And also, many civilians didn't agree with our country getting involved with a conflict so far away. After 8 years of hard work, the efforts of Davis and the Korean War Veterans Memorial Advisory Board paid off. The Korean War Memorial was completed in 1995 in Washington, D.C. It is a national monument to honor all the troops who served with valor during the Korean War. Ray Davis died of a heart attack on September 3, 2003, after a long life of service for his country. The bravery of Ray Davis and Lee Phillips is not only recognized in Washington, D.C., but is also remembered locally at the Heritage Park Veterans Museum and the Wall of Honor in McDonough, Georgia. Exploring the stories of local veterans emphasizes how small-town heroes can impact the world.